Type it in the chat. What did you do this weekend? Almost live. Give me 2 more seconds. Let's see. All right, it looks like live is up. Okay. All right. Jalen, you went to your cousin's house. Oh, you played video games all day, so you just hung out and played video games. Sometimes that's nice to do because you just don't have to think. You can just sit there and play. Bo just went in the jacuzzi. Very nice. Jet played Roblox. Very nice. Movies. Very cool. You guys had a lot of birthday parties this weekend. Huh. I feel like there was like 2 or 3 of you guys who were saying that you were going to a birthday party this weekend.
My uncle.
Awesome. Okay, go ahead and get yourself muted. Make sure your name is ready to go. Kendall, do you have a question about math?
Miss Mize.
I'm gonna lower your hand then, Kendall.
I was raising my hand to find the packet, but I found the packet.
Down the packet. Okay, so we are on page 77, the Explore page. Draw and using bar graphs and picture graphs. Draw and it should look, you should see a lesson 4 circle on the front page. It'll look like this. You'll see apples and a lesson 4 page. So if you don't have that in front of you, go and look for it. Adeline, do you have a math question? If you don't have a math question, then put your hand down, please. Lesson 4. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This activity behind the parent letter would be a really fun activity to do. Maybe you could do it this weekend with your family, or you could do it tonight with your family. That would be kind of fun. You collect some coins and you are graphing the amount of coins. And that is on page 76. So we are on page 77. 77. I love graphing. Graphing is so much fun. So we will be doing lots of it this week. In this session, so this week, we're going to draw on counting and comparing data and on addition and subtraction strategies to read and interpret a picture graph. So we're going to be creating these picture graphs. This is a picture graph right here. So we have this problem and we know how to add and subtract. We've done it the past couple of weeks. Liam, it is lesson 4. And it says, you know how to add and subtract to solve problems. Use what you know to try to solve the problem below. Tracking finger following along, we are talking about Parker. We have Parker today. Parker. Parker asks his friends to tell him their favorite vegetable. He organizes their answers in a picture graph. How many friends choose carrots or beans? So I want you to use this chart and show your work answering the question. We know that Parker asked his friends their favorite vegetable. So let's underline it. We know that Parker asked his friends their favorite vegetable. Underline it. We know that he organizes their answers in a picture graph, which is right here. This is a picture graph. How many friends choose carrots or beans? That is what we're trying to solve for. Go ahead and circle it. We're trying to solve and see how many carrots and how many beans. So go ahead and use counters. You can draw pictures to represent how many people chose carrots and how many friends chose beans? Go ahead and solve it and add your work down here at the bottom. This one shouldn't take you very long, so I'm going to go ahead and just give you 1 minute to show your work. 1 minute. How many friends choose carrots and how many friends choose beans? And remember it says or, so that means you're adding both of them to get the amount. Very cool, Mia. You lost a tooth. Very nice. I can see Sahaj hard at work. Zay is hard at work. I see Eli hard at work. Ooh, I see Jenna thinking. Pencil down, even if you're not finished. I know that was a quick amount of time, but let's talk about this. Let's more so have a discussion right now than showing our work. So how many carrots? How many friends chose carrots? Type in the chat. How many friends chose carrots? How many friends chose carrots? How many friends chose carrots? All right, awesome. I'm seeing lots of 4. So we know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 carrots. Okay, so here are our 4 carrots to represent. I'm just gonna draw blue circles. And then how many friends chose, who is this? Hey, Wyatt. Let's be school appropriate, please, in the chat. Bailey's already ahead of me. How many friends chose beans? Type it in the chat. How many friends chose beans? Awesome, only 2 friends chose beans, right? So all together, there's 6 beans or carrots all together, but they chose 4 carrots and 2 beans. Any questions on that? That's just looking at the page. Okay, so now turn to page 78. How did you find out that number? How did you find out that number? I'm gonna call on a friend. How did you find out how many carrots or how many beans? What did you look at? What did you look at? Let's see. Kendall, what did you look at? Unmute yourself.
I looked at the little chart and I made my own chart, and it was saying how much of each vegetable there was.
Awesome. So you looked at the picture graph in this case to see how many carrots and beans friends chose, right? Awesome. So then now we're going to look ahead a little bit. We also have what's called a bar graph. And a bar graph uses bars to show the data. So instead of drawing pictures, so for example, they had little carrots like this, 1, 2, 3, they had 4 carrots. They instead just drew a bar graph to represent it. I do like that they color coded it. So what do you label under each bar? Well, carrots, there's 4 carrots. Beans, there's 2 beans. Broccoli, 3 friends liked broccoli. And corn, 2 friends liked corn. So this is a bar graph. Answer part B, how many friends chose broccoli? Go ahead and put it on the line, the dotted line right there. How many friends chose broccoli? And write it right here.
Which page is it?
This is on page 78. It's just on the back page. How many friends chose broccoli? Type it in the chat. How many friends chose broccoli? Good. 3. 1, 2, 3. And you could see at the line that 3 friends chose broccoli. Okay, so you should have a 3 there. Okay, this is your own reflection. And then I'm gonna ask friends to share their writing. So everyone should be writing under reflect. How are the bar graphs? So how is this bar graph and the picture graph right here? How are they the same? How are they the same? Write in your own words. And I'm gonna say, here's the sentence frame. The bar graph, hold that thought, Adrani. The bar graph and picture graph are the same because, and then fill in the blank. Yes, Adrani, do you have a question?
After that,
I know what we were supposed to do.
Adrani, will you turn off your video real quick? Turn off your video and then speak to me. Let's see if I can hear you better. All right, go ahead. What's your question, Adrani?
I was gonna say I didn't know what we were supposed to do on page 77 because you guys froze a lot.
Okay. Well, we talked about it a little bit here. So go ahead and just skip down to the reflect, okay, Adrani? So how is this graph up here the same as this graph on page 77? How are they the same? What do they show? Okay, so write that down under number 3. Emily, question?
can we write the same thing that you write or no?
Yes, this is the sentence frame. The bar graph and the picture graph are the same because, I'm going to keep writing. Finish that sentence for us. Yes, Shreya, question?
I don't have a question. I think that was the old hint.
Okay, thank you. The bar graph and the picture graph are the same because. Fill in the sentence, put your punctuation at the end. Maybe about 50 seconds left to get your final thoughts in and we'll talk about it. And if you want to share your sentence, put a blue hand up. If you want to share your sentence, put a blue hand up.
So we write what you wrote on the reflect.
Yes, so the bar graph and picture graph are the same because, how are they the same, Adrani? Fill in the blank. Finish the sentence. All right, let's talk about this. Ojas, what did you write under this sentence? So the bar graph and the picture graph are the same because?
I didn't write it. I just thinked it.
Okay, what was your thoughts?
So I think they're same because they showed the number how much carrots and broccoli carrots and beans are there.
Right. So they still showed them the same amount of vegetables and the same numbers, right? So there was 4 carrots here on the bar graph. There was also 4 carrots here on this picture graph, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we could write bar graph and the picture graph are the same because they both show vegetables and the same number. Okay, so you should have something along these lines. Does anyone want to add to Ojas's answer? Shreya, would you like to add to Ojas's answer?
Yes, mine is especially they both equal the same number. If you do the same thing, they both equal the same thing too.
Yes, they do. Awesome. Addison, would you like to add anything to Ojas's and Shreya's answer? And will you turn off your video while you talk so that it's really good connection? Thank you, ma'am.
I just wanted to say that kind of like Otis's, but I just wanted to say that the vegetable they're just showing a different way of that you can do the problem.
Right. Awesome. Okay, here is what you are going to do today. You're done with math a little early today. We're done, it's about 9:10. Here's what you need to do first. First, you're going to watch, it says watch this brain pop video on bar graphs. I want you to go watch that video on your own. I put it there, we're not watching it together just because of the internet connection. So you go and watch it on your own. Then you are going to go do the independent practice pages 78 or 79 and 80. Okay, so those are right here. 79 and 80. Okay. There are some fill in the blanks boxes. So what do you think the word data means? You're going to write it in your own words, and then you're going to show and draw some sort of example. Bar graph. What is a bar graph in your own words? And then you're going to show a quick example. And then same with picture graph. Bar graph and picture graph, you should know what those are because you could go back and look. Here's what a bar graph is. And here is what a picture graph is. Okay, so explain it in your own words. And then what do I mean by data? Explain that in your own words and give me an example. And then you're going to do the bar graph and picture graph. You're going to explain how they show some data. But what are they showing? Write it right down here. What are they showing? Then there's a problem here with Hannah asking her friends their favorite fruit. So now we're looking at her friend's favorite fruit. And you're going to solve and answer that question. And then check your work and show your work, okay? Questions on what we are doing. So watch the brain pop video first, then you're going to work on page 79 and 80. And then at 9:55, you need to switch over to phonics today. Phonics is a little bit longer with Ms. Boffman's video, so switch to phonics a little bit early, okay? If you feel good about what we are doing, it is on the math slide, you may go. If you have questions, stay here and I will answer them. Awesome job, you guys. I will see you at 10:30.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You
Bye, Miss Mize.
So we watched the video first.
Watch the video first. Okay, questions. Shreya, question.
I don't know what data is, like the data.
What data is?
Yeah,
If I point to these, what does this mean?
that's it shows that there's 3 out there.
Okay, that's data. This is data. It's
Oh,
been
it's
collected.
data,
So
something.
Hannah asked her friends. She collected data. She asked them questions about what their favorite fruit is. So that is data. That was a
So,
great question, Shreya. Does that make
Like,
sense?
does it say she collects information?
Yes. Ooh. That's, yes, put that in your own words. Yes. Good, Shreya.
Okay.
Maddie, question? Maddie, will you turn off your video?
I lost another tooth.
Okay, go ahead again, Maddie.
I lost another tooth.
Let's see.
I lost another tooth.
Let's see it. Turn back on your video. You are going to have no teeth in your mouth pretty soon here, Maddie. Oh my goodness. I love it. All right, Maddie, go watch the brain pop video and then go do the 2 practice pages, okay? And I'll see you in a bit. Oh, Jess. What's your question, my love?
So, well, where do we click to go to the brain pop video?
What do you click? Go to the slides, and then you're going to click it. It's on this slide. It's on the math slide, and it's under the do right here. So you're going to click that the word this, and that'll be the link, okay?
Okay, and after we're done, so after this meeting, we're supposed to do brain pop, right?
Brain pop first, then go do page 79 and page 80 next, okay?
And then phonics.
And then phonics.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Ojas. Great job.